you? It is Lord Awire. I am streaming some 2D4X. I haven't been working on my Hex Demon game very much lately. So once I get I'm ready to move to like the end of a level in that one. Once I get an idea of what I want to do next and figure out what is involved, I'm gonna stream that one again. Uh, Mentally prepare myself. So I'm just going to keep chugging away on this. So there have been some interesting developments, though. That I'm not gonna do today. Um, Wind, who has been very active in chat and on my Discord, has rewritten, and I'm gonna actually link to it. Let's see if I have. I should have put this already on. I should have already had this on my clipboard, but I do not. Um, I'm gonna copy this link right now. He suggested in chat that there's a better way to do how this is, and so instead of having uh, a separate thing for each one that I'm manually putting in, he was saying that there's a way to generate it, and we're gonna update this README anyways. We're gonna open a file here. We're gonna open the README on here because this is open source. So he came up with a whole way to do it on his, like, whoops. And I'm trying to learn from his code to figure out how this better way, which is so it automatically generates. Look at all these things, the colliders, and well, actually they're not colliders, but whatever. There's just a better way to do it, and I haven't looked at it enough to want to try to implement it right now. And we have other stuff we can do. If I had nothing else, then I would work on that, but I want to figure out how it works first before I stream it. We're on 5. I went up to the 5. What did he call this thing? Let me go to my Discord over here. Grand. This is also strategy map system, and we'll put this. That we will put here. And I'm a big fan of periods, so I guess I'll put a period here. Then that way other people can check out this, because he put a lot of work into it, and he's really fast at programming compared to my slow ass. As I learn, I've still got to learn all this stuff. I got to learn everything. Anyways, we have a bug. We got a bug to fix first. That's the first thing we're going to do is fix this bug. So the bug is, if we spawn Kathleen Brown here, and we move her over here, and then we click here, she's there, and as she should be. But if we click back, oh, now it's not going to do it to me. Oh, it's when I go back. When I go back, okay. Maybe the bug only works on certain one. I literally would just like, I don't remember this bug being here. Let's try it again. And now it's gone. I am getting this weird other thing. I think this is from maybe it was here. It's only in certain spots. Yeah, so see, now she's in 2 spots. It's acting different. Oh, there it is. It's acting slightly differently depending where you spawn them. That's interesting. There must be like a 0. I wonder if it's hard-coded in. I think this debug thing, it keeps saying this invalid pipeline header. I think that's from this version of Godot I'm on. I think this is because of the I'm just double checking here that everything is how I want it to be. I think that this is from the beta version, and I'm not going to worry about it right now. I probably should, maybe after we figure out this bug. So anyways, it seems to not happen all the time. Let's go down here. Let's do Lori Green here and see if... So let's click here. I didn't notice that it was happening in different spots. See, this should refresh. When they get to the destination, it should refresh. Because Lori Green isn't here. Lori Green's here. But now she's in both places, so we got to figure out what's going on there. And it doesn't, I don't think she keeps like, I think it has to do with, yeah, it doesn't like keep adding. It's just one time. So I think their initial move from is not deleting them off the list. I think it's making a copy, but I'm not 100% sure. It's a bummer I can't see inside the list. So there's a couple of different ways we can fix this because I was thinking about this before. Where is this person? Did I get rid of her? No, she is in Tillamook. So, and it's only showing one. So one of the ways we can do this is we could generate this stuff, uh, by this. We can just say like count through here because these people have their county population in there. So we could get this information right off of them, and so we can just say like, hey, you know, get it from here. But the only problem with that, let me think here. If we move someone, they actually don't get moved. Well, that would actually work because they don't get to move to this new spot until they get their destination. I'm almost 100%. So we'll move them to Portland, let's say. And then Lori now she's under Portland. So it's when she gets there it moves, which actually is fine. So that's one of the things we can do. We just got to figure out what the fuck is going on with this refresh here. Or we could leave it how it was. So after it does all this stuff, it's supposed to get all of the heroes. Didn't I rename this stuff? It also could be that there's a couple of different things that it could be a problem with here. This stuff is fine. This is deleting. So this needs to be at the top. I wonder why it says if it's not 0, because I guess it's more making sure that there's one in there before it does it. If hero list parents, we did fuck around with some of that stuff. Where was this guy in county info control? That which it should be. We want to be on local. County info control, which is, we don't need that open. We don't need that open. Hero parent list. Is this VBox container? So that should be, oh, we changed that. So that's our problem right there. We changed what this is. Oh, did we? What is this? If this is, I think we changed that because we moved these things around. So it's getting hero parent list if it's greater than, or if it's not equal to 0, then it deletes all this stuff. But no, that is the right spot. Okay, that's the right spot there because that is deleting all of these things, or at least it's supposed to. Man, my music jumped. I know you guys can't hear it. My music volume just jumped from one song to the next. So it's this is where it's supposed to be deleting everything. So that's what that is. And then it goes through these and it creates them from this list. It's like, hey, is there any, and we do need it created from that list. So we can't create it from the other thing after all. So this is my thought here, is that it's possible that this list is not getting taken care of correctly. So let's do this. And we'll put hero county dot count. Whoops, that's not a plus, and we don't need a plus because I'm doing this a different way. Let's actually put this. Let's do it this way. County data dot county name has blank heroes in it. Then let's see what that does here. Yeah, maybe I should look this up. Now I'm starting to get worried that we got some other issue causing. I don't remember if this bug was here last time. It has one hero in it. So we're going to spawn this person and move them to here. And it has one hero in it. See, that's wrong. Oh no, Wasco does. We that's what started causing these bugs. Is we have one that doesn't have any heroes in it. They're not generated, so that's right. Wasco has 0. Portland has 2. So it is the list is the problem. The list is not getting taken care of correctly. So let's go to how we're doing that, and that's under token movement. We are first removing them from their starting location list. This is not working. But it works when we move them later, it works. It's not working the first time. Oh, I know what it is. I think I know what it is. So and the reason why it's working on 0 is because the number's defaulting to 0 being this is the 0 place. It's deleting it from there, but when it starts, when the game starts, it doesn't know where the fuck it is. So I think its location is wrong when it spawns. So let's look at when we spawn these fuckers. Yeah, we don't have anything in here, and then it knows after that because it's getting assigned later. So we don't have anything in here. When this is getting toggled, we need to put in we need to tell it where its location is. And spawn hero name equals, okay, so that's just assigning that. What is spawn hero? That's the character body 2D. And then we have select token equals the current county population. So what we can do is right here, I got sidetracked with some internal thoughts. Okay, so that should solve it. So it's interesting. I have, I'm like an old punk rocker, I guess. It's weird when I feel weird when I say that. And I have a lot of old punk rocker friends. As I aged, they aged as well. And a lot of them have like their music has changed to like old people music. They're sellouts. No, they're not sellouts. Their musical tastes have just mellowed out, and I find that mine is actually going back to like earlier punk. It's weird to me. So like Generation X just started playing on my music, and I was like, this song is so fucking good. Kiss Me Deadly is the name of the song. Buzzcocks played before that, and from like the 70s, as well. And I was like, this is so fucking good as well. It's weird. Like, Yeah, 1979 is this other Harmony in My Head. If you just check that song out if you get a chance. I can't do any. I can't tell. I can't play it because, whatever. But it's weird. It's weird, interesting to me that like, and then I say like, "Oh my god, have you checked that out?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, I've heard that song 1,000 times. Fuck that." Like I'm old now. I want to listen to flamenco music, and that's one of my friends. I guess they're not friends. They're acquaintances. One of my acquaintances only listens to like Italian uh, instrumental stuff. All right, Karen Russell. At first, I thought I was going to say Kurt Russell. It could. All right, so we solved that problem. I think I put that on my list too. We can close this. And then we're going to do this time thing. We are going to do this time thing. And I actually thought about this a bunch too. Because the time thing, I didn't even test that very well. Let's test that. Let's test that a little better. Yep, my hypothesis was correct. Uh, let's move this thing around. For all we know, we've added 16 more fucking issues. All right, it seems to be working. Let's move them to here. I mean, we still have Wasco selected, so we should be showing Wasco stuff, but it is a little weird. But that is working. Let's look up what this debug log is. I have a feeling, like I said, it's because it just appeared since I updated, and it didn't happen to my other one. That's not going to do us any good. Open the source? No, thank you. Let's narrow down this error. Invalid pipelines cache. Invalid pipelines cache. I'm kind of looking for one that's newer. Let's try this thing here. Project reload. See if it goes away. Maybe this was here last time. It only appears when I hit play. I think. It's gone now. I wasn't really paying attention to when it was appearing. Well, that was the easiest bug I've ever fixed. All right, so what's next? Oh, the time thing. So, with time, I was originally saying I wanted it to slow down everything. And it's not doing that. What it's doing currently is it just is controlling the clock. And I was like, like it's just controlling this. So this just controls this. And I was like, I wanted to pause everything, change the speed for everything. So if it's on 4 speed, I want everything to go 4. And I started thinking about that, because right now it doesn't. If you move this guy, like if you pause the time, you can still move people around. Uh, I don't think that's what we want. The more I thought about it, because what happens if you have an animation of like an idle soldier standing here? Because this isn't going to look like this forever. This is just the beginning. So let's say we have a animation. Man, this song is way louder too. The fuck, man. Uh, we have an animation. I don't think we want it to be animated at 8 times the speed. Maybe we do, like if they're working or something, but it seems like that might be weird. There also was some weirdness because I looked it up before I started. Um, if you put in slow engine, it's a No, that's not what I want. What is this person saying? Um, no. Get ticks in you. Uh, so if we look at the documentation here, time scale is what I'm messing with. And controls how fast or slow the in-game clock ticks versus the real life one. So that it doesn't actually even affect. The problem with that is that we're going to have to be like multiplying a ton of different stuff, and maybe we do want the animations. It's going to be a weird thing cuz so I'm not sure which way to do it. I feel like it's going to be a problem. And I remember Joker showing me a thing where they moved slower. Was that for I think that was in this, but I can't remember how he did that. My memory is trash. What's this one? What's global time scaling? I don't have a direct answer. Man, I get so many fucking scam phone calls these days. That doesn't help us any. Bullet time. Let's see what this person's code is. Don't look at that. It's ad blocker. Uh, that is a video. Man, I wish I could remember how he did that because at the time I didn't want to do that. Oh, it might be because of the way I'm moving stuff. I wonder, let's think, is there another way I can test this time, like how time is working? Like I can fix what the current issue is. Maybe you know what, let's just do that. Let's fix what the current issue is right now. So if we go to token movement, we'll go, uh, oh, except, no, it is. It's right here. Target, and then we would just do times. I think this is, no, this is under the clock. And I'm going to put a note in if this works how I think it should work. And we'll fix that later. Because I can't decide. Do you want, like, in some games, like the guy's mining, and we're not gonna have a guy mining, but maybe we'll. Who the fuck knows? There's a guy mining, and you want him to go faster, so that guy, corresponds with the speed. But at the same time, I can't imagine we want like a soldier's idle animation. Like think CK3 once again, like that going really fast. It doesn't do that in CK3. We're using that as like the baseline here. So this should move normally. Just checking here. Moves really fast. Okay, and it doesn't move at all. But it is registering that we're clicking. And now, is that a good thing? I think it is a good thing. Because let's say you have it paused and you're like, oh, I want to move this guy to here. And then you're like, no, 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 fuck. I wanted to move this guy here. And now it's changed. I use spacebar to think moves fast. All right, so that's the way we'll do it for now. And that was another wind suggestion from chat. Chat always has good, well, not always, but often has good suggestions. So let's see, where should we put this? Let's put this under, we'll just put it here, and just like as a note. Movement speed is currently controlled by multiplying the speed times modified time scale so that it matches the clock speed. And it's kind of like a note. Yeah, well, let's leave it in there as a draft. Last time I had it like a notes thing, but the problem I was finding is if it was way over here and I just ignore it, I would forget about it. So this is done. I put a note in here between. We're still working on recruiting hero, but should not be able to spawn a hero while description or other panel is open. Did we ever fix the thing or even do the thing where we could spawn multiple? Where's this place? This is Cowlitz. Man, this is a lot of... I guess we put something in there. I don't even remember doing that at all. Man, my memory is shit. You know, the thing is, though, is my memory is actually not as horrible as it used to be. Well, like right when I started, right when I started stopping drinking. When I first started, I feel like it's improved. I feel like not all of my issues. I feel like a lot of my alcoholism issues are in, I still obviously have all sorts of alcohol related issues, but I feel like they're not nearly as awful as they used to be. Um, so like, on a scale of 1 to 100, 100 being the worst, I'm at 99 now. Like, you gotta monetize or put everything into a numerical thing here. Anyways, that is working. What are we doing? Should not be able to oh yeah. So we're talking about here is if this is open, we shouldn't be able to interact with this. Holy shit, that looks terrible. It's just because, oh well, I can't do it. Just because whoa. Oh my god, the zoom is increased. Holy shit. Holy shit. The zoom is increased by the speed too. That's just for testing now. Joker, how's it going? Let's see. That was an unexpected bug. Where I haven't even, that's under like camera. We haven't opened that in forever. Let's put that on the list here. Zoom. Yeah, it's not the zoom. Well, zoom probably is too. I guess we can test it right now. We're at 0 speed. No, the zoom isn't. It's just, it's gone. It's gone. We went over to the side. It's gone forever. Delivers a what? Anything exciting? I bought one of these things. It's probably not going to show up on camera. One of these like drawing pads. And it got delivered to the wrong house. And I opened it up and I was like, the box I got, and I was all excited. Like, I get to fuck around with one of these drawing pads, and it was just like some tubing. And I was like, fuck. So I Googled the guy's name and I texted him and I said, hey, did you get a package for Josh Cook and I have a package of yours, and then like 5 minutes later, there's a knock at my door, and the dude had driven over without getting my text, and we swapped packages. I'm quite surprised that my faith in humanity was restored. And it's interesting, the guy actually had used one of these things before. Um, anyways, let's see here. Let's look at what this is. Let's hope that this. Whoa. Try not to have stuff. Uh, just make sure, it wasn't like a plastic dick or something. And not a dildo. That's different. What the fuck are these? PVC model. Oh, nice. Oh, they come in pieces too. There's hands. Look at that one. You can get that. Looks like you got your day cut out for you then. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. My grandma was an artist, a painter, and I didn't get any of those genes. Um, I'm a terrible artist. I'm a good technician for fixing things, but not for like art stuff. Because I used to work at Kinko's for fucking 10 years. Um, but I am not good at like the original drawings. What were we doing? Oh yeah, I was putting in a note with this thing. So no, definitely did not. So it's not zooming; it's just panning. The camera is also panning. The camera is speed is controlled by the speed of the time. And we're going to turn this into an issue. And we're going to put this here. And we're going to put this up here. And I don't want to look at it. That was an unintentional bug that we're going to get to after we fix this one. Should not be able to spawn a hero while the description panel was open. So we tested this, and then I hit the W key, or the D key actually, and everything. So with this open, we got to cover up this. Not that. We got to cover up this. Just this little part. So when we have this, well, we got to find one. We want this to work. We want this to work. Both of these we want to work, but we don't want this to work. So I think let's go to where this is going to be. I think we actually have it. It's this thing. I wonder if we can just turn this off, like disable it. I'm curious what it looks like. I don't want it to look like it's disabled. Don't like that. We could put a tiny little thing over it so you can't click through it. I mean, it's not the end of the world that button's disabled. Maybe it is okay to show that it's disabled. Actually, it's fine, because then you'll know when you look at it that it's disabled. So what we'll do is, let's think about this. This is in the hero panel container. What is this thing? I think this is the actual thing for it. Do we have... Let's make sure that this is the actual thing. It is. What we want to do is there an easier way to do this? So what I'm thinking is we say, hey, if this thing's visible, make this button inactive. We're gonna have to do that with two different panels though. Wind, how's it going? I'm gonna have to do that with two different panels. Which is kind of a bummer. And does it do it? Let's see if it does it with the research panel. No, it doesn't do it with the research panel, so we don't have to worry about that. You wrestling with code? The same stuff I put on. I added the link on here and told everyone all about your code there. Thinking words, words. How do they work? I think probably we'll just do that. We'll have it so when these two, either one of these, this list is open or this is open. And both of those, I believe, are in our county info controls. Yeah, so both of these are here. I think there's another bug. I'm not gonna look at it yet, joke. I think there's actually another bug too where I noticed it in my Hex Demon game, which I'm not even planning to keep the zoom there, but actually I might after all. But when I zoom in, it always goes up to one corner. So I think my zoom and stuff is not. I think because I wasn't like planning in that one to use it, so I just like copied and pasted the exact code from the tutorial or whatever the documents. So I think what we can do is back to this thing. If we say, oh, we'll have to put a signal in though. Okay, that's not gonna work because we would have to signal. These things get instantiated, so they're not there. Um, we could just make the button not work. When you click it, we could just say like, if this is visible, that could be the like, we could just go, we could say if this or this, then we wouldn't need. We totally could just do that. Let's see. Not that one. It's this one. If toggle is true and 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 I wonder if I can just stick this in here out of laziness. We probably don't want to do this, but let's see here. What is the thing called? Description. Dot visible equals false. Whoops. Equal to false. And we wait patiently. Man, I know I say this every stream, but I really need to um yeah, that's not gonna work. We need to disable it. Um because that thing will still turn. Oh, it'll still get switched. Uh, or we put a little tiny square over it. Sorry, Win. I didn't mean to put pressure on. Don't feel any pressure. Um, like the laziest, easiest way is literally just to put a little square over this. Jessica Parker. That only appears when these things appear. That you can't click through. But it's also going to be the ugliest, shittiest way to do it. I'm trying to think. So that thing opens up. All right, so we could have it when those things visible, it turns off that button, except it won't know the button exists. When that thing turns on, when either of those turn on, I think it's just going to be easiest to put a fucking layer, a little tiny thing over the top of them. Um, so we're going to need this open. No, we can't even see one. So we don't. Oh, and we'd have to have one over like that whole. There'd have to be a bar that covered them. That's kind of shitty. And we can't do it when it spawns because if it's spawning, they might not be open. I mean, they shouldn't be open. Spawn instantiates. Yeah, there'd have to be a bar that goes all the way up and down, which actually is less. What if we scroll? No, that wouldn't matter because we are going to have to put in a scroll thing over there eventually, probably. But it would have to be pretty. How big is this thing? 44. We would have to have it like exactly 44, the whole bar. It'd be better if we could turn this off. I was like, what is this other word underneath the text over there? It's transform. Uh, so this thing is open. It sends the signal. The signal says you've toggled it to yes. And that automatic, so that turns it. So there's nothing we can do about that unless there's like some other. We could link like button up or something, and then the button up we can it would say, hey, if this is thing is turned off, then toggle it. That actually might work. That might be the solution. Let's try this. There's an easy way to test disconnect this thing. If the button up thing will even work how I'm thinking is by just reconnecting this. Oh, but we were sending through a bool. Why were, oh, that was so that when we unspawn it, so let's see if this thing still works. I don't think it's gonna. I think we're gonna have other issues here. I'm suspicious when things work. Um, where was this place? This is in Portland. But then we would have. I guess we could have put it actually. We didn't need to do that. We still could have put here. It doesn't matter. Either one would have worked. Population description dot visible is equal to false. Actually, we could do this the correct way, I think. If it's equal to true, we would return. Else, I think that's the right way, right? No, I don't, because it would plop out. That's the word. That's the official. That's the official coding term. It plops out. Um, all right. So now let's redo this here. And we're going to hope this still works, which it does. Turning it off is just, that's for later. All right, let's go to this one though, and we'll open up this description panel. Yeah, that's the problem is I don't want this to switch. It's not it's not spawning the hero, which is what we want, but I don't want this to switch when you click on it. I don't want it to do anything. If this, what do we have at the top? Oh, we don't have the button in here. We can put the button in here. I'm thinking it's going to look different though. Private checkbox. Spawn checkbox. Export. Mm. One day maybe I'll see use the gamery variable name syntax like BLS hero and P hero. What the fuck is that? P for pointer. B for boolean. BLS is boolean? Or is it just B hero? Um. Oh, I've never seen that before. I mean, obviously, I'm not the most experienced person, but I haven't seen that, or I've never recognized it. Let's see here. We're gonna build this. It's gonna. Oh, it's a check button. Check button. Whoops. You get in here. I'm gonna rename this. Just in case we keep this shit. So I think what's going to happen though, it's going to change how it looks uh, if you click it, which is not what we want. We don't want it to be like it to change. You try to click it and then it looks different. Uh, let's just go with this description here. Oh, it also changed. What a pain in my ass. It's always the little things. Did it spawn the guy? No. Okay, so we we could just say turn it off. Um, we could just say toggle. No, that's not what we want. We want. The fuck is this thing called? I'm very far from my desk. You guys can't tell, but I'm like reaching out like this for some reason, and I'm not quite sure what's going on. It's I guess it's fine, but I don't know. I don't know. Um, where the fuck is this shit I was just looking at here? Toggle mode on. God damn it! Now I'm putting fucking spaces everywhere. The problem with this though is I bet you can tell. Yeah. God damn it. So the only way we can do that, all right, there is a way we can do this. It's just a pain in the fucking ass. I didn't want to do it. Okay, let's do this. Uh, well, I mean, no, that makes sense that there's a, uh, I wish there was a, everyone's code was the same. So that's the one thing I kind of like about Python is that, you're forced to, well, I guess you're not 100% forced, but it has more syntax and naming conventions and stuff. We're gonna get rid of this whole thing. And then what we're gonna do is, God, what a fucking pain for no apparent, for very little. No, I guess there is. It's something I would complain about if I saw it. Let's just do it with the list because that's the first thing. What we'll do here is we're going to go. You know what we can do? Instead of writing this twice, we could have this over here actually, and we can just fire it from there. Exactly, exactly. Yeah, I was playing that. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I streamed it one time. It's like a Chinese knockoff of Total War, and it like has a lot of potential if they can get their shit together. But they have so many issues with like you can open up a UI thing and then another one like on top of it, but it's only covering half of it, and you can like click on other things, and then when you close, like you go to a different map, that shit's like piled up all over. And it was blowing my mind when I was playing it this morning. I was like, they haven't fixed any of this stuff, and it seems like it's dire need for fixing that stuff. Um, we're gonna just do it. We're gonna do a new thing here. This is gonna be called uh, disable spawn hero, and check button. Look at this beauty. I love him. Okay. We're gonna need a export private. I don't like that I'm mixing these private and public things up. I'm a big fan of not doing it this way. And I actually usually put the public ones at the top, so we'll put the public ones at the top. It's going to be a check button called hero spawn check button. Whoops. And then we're going to do, no, parent. And then we're going to go for each fucking node check button in hero spawn children. Whoops. Accidentally hit enter there. Public shit. Yeah, I do need these public. Whoops. I definitely need some export groups so that they're easy to. Yeah, that's a good idea here. Export group public shit and with a period. I don't think we want a period. And I'm going to put this in here, and then I'm going to wonder why later. It's private. Shh, don't tell anyone. Oh, I'll fix it later. If I left all that shit in there, oh my God. 6 months from now, I'd be so confused. Okay, so it's going to get all, and then we're going to do a node, and this thing is going to be check button. Oh, I probably have to tell this disable. Yeah, I have to probably tell this is a check button. Disabled equals true. I don't know why it says this. Am I supposed to be casting this? It says this all the time. If I change it to node, but I can't disable it, it doesn't ever bug out. All right, so the idea behind this is that it would disable all of the buttons there. I didn't put a if it's blank. Oh, I can still do it. So something has gone wrong. Oh, I have to fire it first. We're going to need to fire it from... We have two things. I know what we changed there. We have two things, so let's go with the list first. Oh, this is the list that I was on. On visibility, we're going to destroy population rows. Let's do this thing first. This is in the county info control instance dot disable spawn. There we go. Now let's see if this thing works. That would actually be interesting if you could color code, not just rainbow, but color code the whole thing. You probably can't. I feel like that's something. Oh, you know what? We got a problem here. The problem is I didn't put this over here. All right, we need to put this. We need to put this. I'm gonna have to change. I totally would be like, what is going on here? I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with Godot? We need to put this. It's actually, where is this thing? We do have it over here, and it's called Hero VBox Container. Yeah, this is not a button. VBox Container is what that is. Oh, I'm gonna change that right now. I know myself well enough that forgetting things and wondering why something is like that. I used to leave notes for myself in my books, and then when I reread them, I would find them. They were pretty fun. Um, I should start doing that again. I don't read as much as I used to, though. I should go back to it. What the fuck am I doing here? We're testing. So when this goes up, not only did it break, but what we got here? 30. That's where I just added that stuff. This is where it's talking about node, but I can't do check button. I can't do it disabled. Oh, you know what the issue is? Hero list button. Did I put the wrong thing in here? This is under county. Oh, I know why. It's not. So it's not there yet. It's the child. We'll get node. We'd have to get node. I have get node uh, check button because it's down in the thing. It's not the other thing. So this we could go back to node, I suppose, and then we're gonna need to get the name. The name's gonna be different though. Because if there's 5 of them, they're going to put a number behind at the end. Call it an object. Can you? It always wants node over here. It doesn't like that either. So it's not. We're not going to know the name of it. So we'll have to get. Well, it'll have to be a for loop. This is such a pain in my ass for such a minor thing. So it needs to go through this list and disable all of these. Currently, there's only 1, but there could be like 5, and it can't go through each one because we can't get node. So I have to get child. Um, and it needs to know what child it's on to disable. The problem, I'm worried you'll see it like go through. Obviously, when it's compiled, it goes faster. There's got to be an easier way to do this. Back to thinking about the bar. Just put a bar over it that is attached to. You'd have to really make it perfect, though. Um, Man, I was thinking the other day, I think it was like last Friday, like, man, perfect day for some day drinking. I also was talking to my coworker. She said she had never in her life done any day drinking. And I was like, man, you got to start. Uh, we could put one in here temporarily, I suppose. No, that's not the problem that I'm running into. I mean, that was a problem, but that's not the new problem. The new problem is that it's gonna be a for loop because it has to go through each because we don't know the name. We don't won't know the name. They'll change, and that just seems like, man, there's got to be an easier way. So what I'm thinking is, let's put one of these in here. Where the fuck are my prefab things? I don't think I've organized them yet. Um, it's like I said, it's always the little things. So that because it's not its node. Um, I guess I could do get child 3 because I know it's the third one down there. That wouldn't change. I don't. Well, unless I changed it, but let's look at it. Yeah, it's the third one. Yeah, I guess I don't need to know the name because it's if I do get child. Um, we'll try that. It's still. I wish there's got to be a better way to do this. Um, than having this turn all of these off. Check button. It doesn't like that. So we're going to have to do the two-step thing, I think. It's always such a pain. No, its name is this is just whatever. This is just a node. It was called check button a minute ago. I was thinking I was pulling the um I was thinking I was hitting that directly, but it's not. And we're gonna have to go like this. Whoops. What the fuck did I just hit? Go like that. Change the node to. I can't disable this. I only want to be able to disable part of it because this I still want to work. I just want this not to work. Um, it's gonna be such a. Like it wants node 2D. No, maybe that's a different one. It always wants these things to be nodes, and I don't understand why it cares. All right. We need to get rid of this whatever here. Get rid of whatevs. So this should still work. It doesn't actually look different, I don't think. Does it look different? It does look different. I don't think that's the end of the world. Then we're going to also need to turn it back on when we close that shit. Which isn't the end of the world either. Or, you know what we can do? Get out of here. We can just we can pass a bool in. That's we're on the same, we're on the same path there. We can just go, I'm gonna rename this here, because we do have this in the, we'll call it sets. We're gonna need this, it's not returning anything. Bool disabled. And then we can just go, no, not disabled. We'll just call it bool value. And then when we're back over to here, we should be getting a bug. So yeah, sometimes bugs are good. We want this to be false, and then we're gonna move this to here. Gotta write the right shit though. Fuck. Another hour. You know, this is the third thing I'm working on already. When I used your idea for the, I just added the time to the movement. It's actually kind of fun a little bit if we make this guy here. That way, I thought it was fast before. Anyways, what are we doing? We gotta go to here. We gotta find a spot where. Let's go to here. I still can't decide if still can't decide if I want you know what, I'm not even gonna get sidetracked thinking about time because I gotta go back to time after this, and then I gotta try the thing that the Joker suggested. All right, so if visibility is true, we want, and this is the list. We want the sets heroes spawn hero check button to false. Let's go back to this wherever I put you. Disabled false. That would be the problem. Disabled true. And false. Then I'm actually going to move this. We're going to redo this. Yeah, that fix took 30 seconds. 5 hours of thought about how I wanted to do it. 30 seconds of coding. All right. We can't click on this while this is open. We close this. We can click on it. Perfect. Now we just got to add our description wherever the fuck that panel is. It looks like I don't have that open. I actually have kind of a lot of stuff open. I should probably close it down. Description. And we already have an on visibility change, so that's perfect. We can say true. We can say false. I guess this isn't that bad. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like stuff like this, there should be like an extremely easy way to do it, but in reality, because you know, what I think about is like a game that's finished. Whoops. Well, that's not going to do us any good. A game that's finished. Oh, what happened? Did I just do the switch again? Disabled, true. So anyways, what I think about is a game that's finished in like how many hours did they put in to little shit like this? Where they're like constantly, I mean, they must have put in hours, and that's why I was thinking there's got to be an easier way to do this. But maybe they just have some junior developer who wants to kill himself that works, 80-hour weeks and got a gun to his head the whole time. Just keeps thinking, one day I'll be able to not do this shit. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, though, and I'll be back in less than 5 minutes, and we will fix this for real. Maybe? Yes, I am hopeful. This shouldn't be that bad. All right, be right back. Okay. Nope, I have it there. Gotta start my music again. And figure out why this thing didn't. Did I save it? Description elements. If value, if it goes visible, it is. I might actually. I'm gonna rename this again to back to what it was. So disable true. Even if it happens too fast, it shouldn't matter. We want to be on this page. Yeah. Oh, it is. I know what it's doing. It is happening too fast. God damn it. The other thing's turning. It's exactly the same why we moved everything down here. Fuck. That's all it is. I'm getting suspicious again because the bugs are working correctly. Now, the bugs are being destroyed, fixed, plopped. Now what the fuck was I gonna test? Um, I don't remember. I had a thought. I was like, oh, I should test it this different way. Oh, I remember what it was. We can test it right here. I was gonna say let's go to here and go to here. Yeah, it still doesn't work. That's perfect. It wasn't that terrible looking. I was imagining like 50 lines of code and every single thing being. I mean, it's what's gonna happen is I'm gonna put another panel. I'm gonna fucking forget that this whole thing exists, and we'll go back. But it's done for now, and hopefully my memory will work better. This is it. This is done. Then we gotta do. We're still on recruit hero, but we gotta fix this thing. We don't have to, but since whoops, I don't want to do that. I want to look back in this. Um, what is this? I missed this message. Oh, the config files with different things. Um, where is, I'm going back to this other thing. All right, let's look at how I'm doing this camera stuff. Let's close some of this shit though. We'll just start fresh here. And we'll open as we go. We might need the clock. We don't want it to be controlled. Whoops. Whoops. Uh, we don't want it to be controlled here by the time. So let's see here. We might need the clock, and we definitely need the camera. And I'm going to copy this out of chat just to have. Then I'm going to scroll back down here. And what do we got here? Oh, that's another pretty easy fix. Whoops. I think. Uh, And you know the other thing we'll double check here is to make sure that the zooming in isn't going to the upper left-hand corner, because that's what it was doing before. In my other game, it was going to the upper, it was going back to 0. In my other game, it expands out. It's kind of interesting. I don't know what changed, I must have changed something, but in Unity, it expanded up to the right in my other game, and in Godot, it expands down to the bottom. Uh, all right, so zoom, or pan, I mean. Whoa. Now it's got some other weird shit going here. Um, just want to make sure that it wasn't doing that all the time. These things shouldn't matter. And go back and make sure, of course. Oh, it was doing that before, was it? I never noticed. It's possible I never noticed. I don't think these should matter. Maybe I was just doing little moves. Man, that's awful. All right, well, let's fix that first. That's just zoom stuff. This is like directly copied from the character body 2D. Were we getting any errors? It's interesting. Wonder if it had to do with that weird Vulcan thing I was getting. No, so I was trying just one direction. Yeah, it starts like flipping out. That's at this one speed. I'm curious if my other game does that. One of those things. What is that air? Oh, it does. Um, Godot, move and slide, jumpy, jitter. Like something newer. I feel like this wasn't happening until like a second ago, or until today. And I want to look at these ancient posts. Godot. Oh my god, this one's from 2016. Get the fuck out of here with this bug from 2016. Let's see, jitter. I wonder if the other thing is jittering around like that. We can fix that. Um, can't remember if I put hero shit. Hero speed is 10. It'd be very slow. Very, very slow. Well, the zoom is not doing the other thing that I never tested. I don't think it's doing. Oh no, it is. This speed seems really fast. But so that thing was not. It's not affected by this stuff. It should have been. I'm gonna put this back in here because I don't think that has anything to do with anything. Oh, I don't think it actually needs this, is what it's telling me here. Yeah, it doesn't actually need this. Parentheses can be removed. I feel like that didn't happen before. I feel like I would have noticed that on both games. On I guess it's possible I wouldn't have noticed it. This is for 3.4.4. Movement. Well, there's the suspicion. I was like, I'm suspicious that everything's been going so well. All right, so there's a couple of things we could do. Hmm. There's a couple of things we can do. We can roll back the version, which isn't that big of a deal. Uh, and then the other thing we can do is we can make a very simple project that I'm curious. I'm gonna roll back the version, I think. I don't think I need every beta version on my computer, but maybe because I am on the beta for. Let's see. Just deleted a bunch of them. Let's copy this guy. Then go to my Godot folder. I'll paste this in here. I will close this one. Because there's that weird Vulkan thing that kept loading until I refreshed my shit. I've actually never rolled back a version here. I've rolled back a version of Unity, and that was a mess. Oh, this shouldn't have been open, but it doesn't matter. Well, I guess we can test it easily. Now it's doing it here too. It's possible for this I didn't notice. I zoom all the time in the other game to look at stuff. All right, so it's not that. Let's go back to this. Let's get rid of this. We don't need this shit sitting around. Well, I'll leave it for now. We can do a new project that's just that. Let's open this guy up though. Like that screen flashing is new where it sits on that one screen for a while. Uh, what happened to our we got we got bigger issues all of a sudden. The fuck was that? This thing is not supposed to be open, so let's close that thing. Not to start. Oh, I can test it this way. It's the one bummer with the remote. I don't know where this is. I wonder was it continuing in the same like what the fuck is going on now? Um are we turning off something that I what the fuck? We're clicking on stuff. It just suddenly is invisible. It like suddenly disappeared. Um We got all sorts of bizarro things happening here. So I'm on the beta, so you gotta be prepared for that shit. Let's reload the current project here. Because the rollback may have fucked something up here. Should have made a copy. Yeah, that big long pause, that's like a new thing. And what is this? For submenu. Looking for like a period or something that I accidentally put in here. There's actually one person there. Yeah, see, when you open that up, the thing goes away. What? Um, I mean, this thing is just, all this is a map, and it says it's visible. The other thing, I was thinking maybe it's like moving in it, because I don't have like well, we would be able to tell, I guess. Um, we did save this one thing here. Let's put this back. Maybe it's like shooting off to the side or something. We can't see it. That's what it was. How funny. All right, but back to this weird shit. With chicken, I used to have this roommate that his mom would send him care packages, like a box full of food and stuff, of like mac and cheese and things, and he would mix it all together, and it was so disgusting. He'd like make ramen, uh, refried beans, mac and cheese, and mix it into like a big pot, like with the seasoning and stuff in there. Uh, so I don't even know where to start with this. Let's see. I'm not using move towards. I'm using move and slide, I believe. Move and slide. What does this thing say? So I don't have any collider on here. I don't think it shouldn't. Yeah, it's complaining that I don't have a collider because I don't have. What's this? What's this button? Yeah. Oh no, that's awful. That's worse. That's worse. Oh, it slides. I kind of like the slide a little bit, but um. Oh, there's a limit position or position limit already built in. Oh, I don't need to put a confiner. And then what's this? I'm not messing with the right thing, I don't think. No, it remembered. Okay. I was gonna build a box. Well, it's happening in my other game too, or it's happening when the guy's moving as well. So if this person, I slowed him way down so you can see it easier. Um, you can see him kind of like jerking along there, and I don't think that was happening before, like last weekend. I mean, like I said, maybe I just didn't notice it when he's moving fast. Um, it's less noticeable for him. I don't know if this will. Yeah, it's like when he's moving that fast, it's less noticeable. It's actually not noticeable really at all. Oh, you can, but I don't think I would have noticed that. So the camera code is just that. I took out this because it makes I don't know what the fucking when I put in the divide thing, and the whole map disappears. So I took that back out. We'll deal with that later after he fixes. Um, maybe it's like not detecting, like, if I'm holding the button down, maybe it's like turning it off. Like, originally it was in parentheses, yeah, but it doesn't actually want the parentheses. When I put this in here, it doesn't like the parentheses. It says, like, get rid of these parentheses, which I thought was weird. Um, I don't know if I tried it again after I removed them, but that's a different issue than what we have currently. The whole map would disappear when yeah, there it is. It's gone again. So that's a different issue than we're currently dealing with here. It seems like that should have nothing to do with what we did, but and I assume like the camera's zooming off, but it doesn't look like it did anything. Um, if the body, so there for the camera, there aren't any colliders. We were trying to make it so that what happens is if you have it at 8 times the speed, you goes when you push it. So I was trying to fix that when I noticed that this other thing is happening. It happens in my other game too, and I didn't ever notice it before. And the other game, I feel like I would have noticed, and because that's the thing, I'm like staring at the movement forever. Um, like I'm regularly making sure that it works how it's supposed to. See, that big long flash of the 3D thing, like I said, I've never seen it do that before until today. And I have also never seen this invalid node name thing. Um, so yeah, those are the same way. Yeah, I totally feel like I would have noticed this if it was like doing that. I think the way to test this actually is do a new project with just this. But by delta, let's look at the character movement speed on this guy. I mean, that's not going to affect. Um, I mean, it's just using move towards. They're actually using different things, and it's happening. So one's using move towards, and one's using move and slide. Uh, this is being multiplied by the time thing. The camera is not being interacted with by the time. And the zoom is fine. The zooming in and out. So let me think here. Let's do. I just had an idea. Man, that thing flashes on there for a really long time. All right, my idea did not work. Let's go back to here. We need to do 2D. All we need is camera, and we need a script of camera. Sure, except we're not going to use that. The GD script. It popped open on my other screen here. Could be my computer. Oh, it popped open twice. You know, I used to do that all the time. Could be my computer. It's like I keep saying, this thing is on its last leg here. I just do not want to take it apart and do all that stuff. The fuck is this? Is my other one saying that? I don't think I've ever seen that. Oh, it's we gotta put we gotta attach it to a character body. I forgot. So we're actually gonna need character body 2D. You gotta go to here. We need you. Get rid of this. Doesn't really matter with this name right now. What are we saving here? This is our main scene. And then we need a variable for speed. I guess it doesn't really matter. Speed. I don't know why it's a capital. And I feel like I need something more. We're gonna need to be able to see, well, yeah, we're gonna need to see it, be able to see it move against something. So we'll add in. We'll add in. And you know what I'll do is I'll add it. How did I add these? I think these are just Sprite 2Ds or some shit. This is just a node TD. Well, I was hoping there'd be something bigger, but we could just put the icon. I don't even know where the icon lives though. Um, um, Here's the icon. An SVG? What? Now we gotta use scaling though. We know how we feel about scaling. Okay, that's a little too big. I guess it's fun. I was gonna drag something around. I know so SVGs though are not liked by look at these bugs by Unity. That's why I was surprised, and I usually prefer an SVG because you don't want crap. um, and I had to use a special plugin to get SVGs to work in Unity, and this shouldn't be attached to that thing. What are all we? I know I'm missing a huge chunk of stuff. Yeah, I got to put these string names. So I got to put in. I don't remember doing this, but I guess it has been a long time. I guess I put in an input map here. Um, well, there's a couple of issues going on here. For one, I didn't put his, well, the speed is right here. We need to have a speed. Um, um, then we needed to go to here, input map, add a new action. I wish I could copy these between. That would make my life easier. Oh, it doesn't matter for this one. This is just a temporary test here. Left. What do we need? Right. Up. Down. This is just a temporary test here. Oh, I can't add them. Oh, here we go. Add keyboard. Filter by events. That's what I want. And then I'm going to go. Isn't that the same as what I'm doing? Up here? Is that the wrong spot? I was unnecessarily scrolling because it wasn't showing on the screen. If I push some of these, they weren't showing on the screen. They were below. So I was scrolling down to them. Just making sure. Fuck, dude. Um, All right, get input left, right, up, down. And what else we got to do to make this work here? Move this over here. We have the character body on here. Except, no, it's there. The script's there. Let's see. Those ones we don't need. Speed I added to 5. I think well, maybe if the speed on this one's 2,500, 5 isn't going to be very fast. Oh, I put 10. Yeah, so it's moving. Let's do 2,500. Like the other one is. I think I'm zoomed out farther though. Yeah, so like it does it even on this one. Let's go back to the Godot camera tutorial because I'm pretty sure tutorial. I'm pretty sure I just copied and pasted this over like directly right from their tutorial, and I was like, it was like one of the first things I did, and I was shocked at how easy it was. No, I don't want this. I wanted their actual documentation. And this is the one we were just looking at. It's not one of those. It was over here because I remember I was like shocked how easy it was. Um, Godot vector. What is this? Or no, it's velocity. Velocity, except spelled right. Times. I don't think I can put a star into Google without it thinking I'm doing something else. That's probably why that speed is. Man, I wish I could find it because it was. I want to look at their exact thing. Um, camera movement. Simple free look camera. No, I looked at one of those. I don't remember being. No, it wasn't an asset library thing. It was. I don't think it was a Reddit thing. I think it was on their actual documentations. Um, it was probably where I was actually looking for zoom to start with. This is the spot I was just looking at though for the 17th time. These are all of those. Not a 3D camera. What is this thing? It's move and slide, right? Yeah, move and slide. Because I remember I was looking at that too, right at the beginning. Move and slide. Maybe it was moving a character because that was part of it. I think I was moving. So like this code right here, I'm pretty sure is their code, like straight up un unedited. Action strength. Well, I'm never going to be able to find it at this point because I can't remember what I searched originally. Move and collide. Well, it's not colliding with anything. Move and collide velocity is the character body documentation. Um, whoops. Character body 2D. Whoops, forgot a D in there. Move and slide times delta. About midway through. All right, so here it is, except it says move and collide, but they're putting in here. Maybe I'm misremembering and I didn't get it from their actual docs. I got it from somebody else. All right, let's put this over here. And so they want something in here, huh? You want velocity. Yeah, because I remember wondering, like, how does it know what the fucking velocity is? Float delta. And I guess we gotta change this to collide. And then let's go back to our little test here. Yeah, it didn't do anything. Let's make sure I saved it. What does the top part say? Input direction times speed Double delta. All right. I was making sure I don't have any like typos or anything. Velocity times float delta. Character body. Using Godot. We got that in there. What was, let's see, what else? Uh, oh, was there a Reddit link about it, jitters? Because I looked at some of those a minute ago too. Uh, let's see. Movement, jitter, Reddit. I just said fuck it and updated the movement and process instead of physics process. Yeah, that does work often, but if someone has an FPS drop, that's what we were messing around. That's what we were messing around with, Joker, where you showed me that one thing was the physics process. Um, what looks good to you? The movement? The code. Oh, the code. um, let's see what his thing looks like. If his video's still here. It's not a giant dick, hopefully. Oh, mute. This is just he's following that. That's the thing he's following. Whoops. This is a common issue related to physics interpolation and will hopefully be addressed in 3.6 and 4.x. No. I decided since only a weekend, I might as well try out Unreal 2. No jitter over there, silky smooth. I tried disabling all my logic, but still jittery. Move everything to process as possible. That is not a good solution. If your user has unstable frame rate, that's why I was wondering if it's just like my computer is dying. uh, now I've quit trying. Same. I'm just gonna continue using Unity. uh, this is a persistent problem. Have you guys encountered this before, chat? Well, I guess we could test this out just to see the process thing. Um, like, I feel like if this was happening all the time to oh no, it's still doing it. I feel like something else is going on because I don't think this was happening before. I mean, maybe it was and no one noticed. um, all right, this is interesting, but it doesn't have any solutions except for some plugin. And I don't like if this guy's stuff was fixed by changing it to this process. I think that's a different. Is there really no proper fix to jittering? The movement is probably not the problem, rather the camera, how it follows the players. A tutorial on how to make perfect Godot camera for pixel games. Nothing seems to work. I mean, it is the camera is the problem. Try moving the camera in physics process as well. The camera is constantly following, so bit of a hassle to record and upload video, but maybe I will later. Fathom the issue. The other thing that can cause jitter is your monitor refresh rate. I believe default is 60. I don't think it could be that, but we could fire it up on another computer. Um, that's actually a possibility since I am kind of. So it's more of a stutter then. Disable VSync. I mean, it's not. I don't feel like it's demand on the computer, but it could be input lag. So that's what I was wondering. I was actually input lag was I was like maybe it's not like it thinks I'm lifting off the key. I'm just holding the key down. Oh my god, another hour has passed. Uh, I'm gonna open this up, hopefully on my other screen. Oh god, don't look at that. I'm gonna remote into my work computer. I'm just curious and copy this over there. Um, oh no! No, oh, my work computer's down. Uh, okay, that's not an option. Um, Trying to think if I have a different work computer I can remote into. All right, well let me take a quick break and then we'll come back to this. I mean, I guess I could just leave this for later, but I feel like I don't want to compound other movement shit on top of it. See, I said earlier I was like I'm skeptical because we're getting all these bugs fixed. It was because there was a giant bug we didn't notice. All right, I'm gonna drink some water and then I'm taking a break. Um, all right. Oh, still got to turn off my music. All right, be right back. Okay, let me see here. There was a notification on my phone that said that someone was walking towards my garage. So I looked at it, and someone was walking up my driveway, and then they saw the camera and turned around and split. Probably not up to any good. Movements stutter. Okay. I was hoping stutter would bring lerp, lerp. This was 10 months ago. So the thing is, it's happening to everything. Let's look at this guy's thing. He updated it to and later versions. I don't really want to use. Oh, thank you. I haven't done that in a long time. I was saying in the other day that it's been a while. It's time. Um, I don't really want to use plugins right now. I want to have it as vanilla as possible because then you don't know like what's breaking, and I want to be able to bitch and moan. I feel like I would have noticed that before, especially on my other game, because like I've been staring at. I feel like this is like a beta problem. I didn't notice any issues in there. I mean, I guess I could have been the first person to discover it, but I rolled it back to 4 and it still did it. Um, but this is a stutter, not a jitter. It jumps back and forth. Jitter fix settings. I swear I was looking at this one day and I was like, I wonder why this exists. Um, a lot of stuff open here. What? Like use this add-on. Um, it's most likely a problem with VSync. Uh, yeah, I don't think that's the same. This seems like this is the same. This is needs testing. Doesn't sound like they're going to fix it anytime soon either. So this didn't help. Let's go back to this. Uh, I'm looking at this other computer. Maybe I can put. I have more computers here. I can remote into my streaming computer for when I stream video games. New folder. And it's going to take a minute to copy over, but we'll copy over just the movement test. And these guys. Whoops. Now the thing is, the thing is open, which is probably not what we want. We don't want this open while it's copying. I'm sure something bizarre. Let's do that. Let's. Can I just cut this guy? Cut, please. Um, yeah, it's always flashing something on there. We're gonna have to import this guy. Oh, I don't have stuff. I don't have stuff installed on here, which makes sense. What about on this computer? If we go to my C drive, I usually have a folder called Josh Temp on my computers here. It's copying. It's got a copy from that other computer to my computer to this computer. It still seems like it should be pretty fast, though. 25 seconds. This other computer's on its last leg, too. I have a Linux box somewhere as well. I don't think I can remote into it anymore, though. I think the remote software has long been lost. Okay. So, let's try this here. I don't know if it's more likely that this has net. Oh, fuck. All right, well, that's not going to work. Get rid of these things. Delete this thing. I guess we'll just put a note. We'll just put a note for now. Where there was other suggestions in chat, I think. Um, don't see any. So that like this one isn't even using, or the other one isn't even using move and slide. It's using just move towards with those speeds. I don't think I can just put lerp in here. Oh, maybe I can. Let's see what that does. We know we fucked around with lerp for a little bit, but I didn't like it that much because it got too slow towards the destination. It is teleported away. Yeah, after release. Always after release. You know, I didn't try that. Let's go back to this. I didn't try the physics engine jitter fix. Let's go back to this little guy because has less moving parts, and we'll do a ready. It's got to be public, of course. Public override void ready, and I think it was just engine equals. I think the guy said 0. I think he just put 0 in there instead of like it defaults to point. Yeah. Um, I think that's what that guy said. I feel like that's how every AAA game studio says these days. Is everything is like fixed after after it's been released. I'm curious, like if grounded, floating. What about floating? I don't know. Um, oh, that's all right. Grounded, back you go. Floor movement. What else do we got over here? I mean, the camera is stuck to it. We tried these things. Yeah, let's go heavy. Go higher. Higher and heavier. We want more jitter fix. We had 0 jitter fix. It's weird. I was gonna say maybe it is the commands, but you know that the token is moving without the keys being pressed. I do kind of like how it slides in. Uh, I don't even. Is that in like a project setting, or are you talking about like on my monitor? Like, I should probably reset that jitter thing back. That's the key. That's a temporary solution. When I stream video games. I put a lot of VSync. I turn VSync on a lot. All right, so that will be the temporary. Well, let's double check the other one. I feel like that is the solution for now. V. Thank you, Joker. Um, this one doesn't have the jitter thing on at all. And then let's move somebody. I don't think it's happening. It's hard to tell, but I don't think it's happening. All right, so let's put a thing in here. I wonder if it would act differently. I guess we could. I don't think I have any of the exports or whatever. Well, I'll just put a note into my GitHub. It does. I think it's the vsync is the thing. So vsync turned off gets rid of movement jitter, but vsync will probably need to be turned on in the. We are gonna wait to fix it. Product, and then I'm gonna put a note in here that says. I had a thought here that I'd already forgot what it was. Um, I forgot what it was. So like in my job, I would just write myself emails all day long, and then I know I have a reference, and I just read through. I like all of my emails are like tasks, and so I reread through everything until I'm like 100%. So that this would be like a task in my inbox. Um, all right. Well, I can't remember what I was gonna add to that. Well, that's fixed. I don't think it's happening on that guy. What? I don't think it's happening. Uh, so now we got to go back to this other thing. We can close this. And figure out what is going on here. Because I think that Joker's code should work. That's what I think. So it does work. But then what happened? What is going on here? When I open this thing up, it goes away. Why would this have anything to do with anything? Um, Maybe it's after I move it a little bit, it goes away. No. We're getting into the weird shit. The weird. It's see we got through the easy stuff, and now we're into the weird shit. Let's put even though this thing's set. Now we tested this, but let's test it again. There's something weird on mine. There's like a hissing noise on that background of that song. I pretty much never downvote YouTube videos except for if there's like the song that I'm listening to has some sort of issue. Fuck. Um, I know what it is. It's dividing by 0. But it still shouldn't implode the background. Like what a weird, and it doesn't give us a bug either. It's weird. So what we could do, we would have to have a we would have to have a intermediate type thing, but we could just have, so the velocity always has to be that, but if it's greater than 0, uh, clock, not if it's, yeah, if it's, we want it to be, is greater than 0. Uh, mm, 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 mm. It still doesn't want this in here. That was it. And we're also going to rename this because it doesn't want to let me. I agree. I want this to be. It is the UI. So let's look how we're going to name it though over here because it's got to match. It's got to match. I might actually use an underscore. I'm going to use an underscore. Oh, I am not going to use an underscore. These are built in, I guess. Are these built in things? Oh, they're arrow keys. Fucking arrow keys. Mm. All right, I guess we won't worry about it. Now we got other stuff on the list here. We only got 10 minutes. Can we figure something else to do real quick? We didn't even get to test the recruit button. So let's look at the recruit button because I can't remember what I was doing. That's a good question. That is a good question. Um, yeah, it doesn't move anymore when it's 0. So we're gonna need else. Arrow keys. Remember when like every video game that's what used was those arrow keys? If it is greater than 0, it is 0. Oh, do you have to like hit like a function key or something? Um, I'm gonna do actually. I want this to be up here, and I'm not really sure why, but I do. I guess we could put the return in here. If it's greater than 0, because otherwise it's gonna be dividing by 1 and whatnot, which is fine. I think we can put a thing there. Okay. If this equals 0, which is what I mean, it would actually tell us. This velocity then you'll get the bigger max modified time. 0 is paused, but I don't need. So it will go between. So what you're saying, do like max here, like that, except that it probably needs like math F or some shit in here, or math, or something. I think there is a math F, but I don't know if that's what we want. Okay. I think there's also a math. I think that's float and then int. No, I'm wrong. Um, so then we can get rid of this, is what you're saying, and this would just be. It's either going to be this. Is this the? Oh, it returns whichever the value is higher. Um, No, that's right though. That's right, because if it's a zero, we don't want it to be able to not move the camera. I guess we might, but the thing didn't. Well, that wasn't. It wasn't imploding on that point. It was imploding on when I opened this up, but that's not happening. Dividing by one would be fine. It almost seems like it does need this, even though it doesn't want it. I mean, it seems to me like it should need that. When you first posted the card, I was like, yeah, there's the order of operations that I was always talking about. We can still move shit. Well, we probably don't want to minimize it. We want to go to this little tiny zero. You know what I haven't checked? Maybe something else is going on. I just never tried to move the camera when it's zero. I mean, it's possible. Oh yeah, it doesn't move. It's zero regardless. So this actually should have solved that problem. Let's do this. Uh, let's do. I do disable the controls. That's a good call. Maybe we don't want it to move. It's actually a different. So there would be a difference. And I don't think I care that much. It'd be a different thing. I don't want it to be able to move around like this. You know, when you have this screen open or whatever, this screen open, it would be weird that you can move the background. And that's it. I did disable the controls. So you're right about that. Um, but I would prefer to allow the person to move it around during this. So we'd have to distinguish between what is going on. It just what happened there? All of a sudden, my chat reloaded. All right, so we're not going to be able to have time to do that, but let's put that in here. But the part you wrote is working perfectly. This isn't going to be under heroes. Well, we can just move it. When time is paused and no panels are open, then player movement, camera movement should still work. Convert to issues and put that there. And I'm gonna call it a day, but I just want to double check. We don't need to look at that. There was something else I was gonna look at. I thought, oh, I just want to see what point we're at with the recruiting because I can't remember. What did we do at this point? Okay, we're just at the yes and no. I thought that said Samurai Gonzalez, and I was like, I don't remember putting that name in. Even though that kind of would be interesting. You know, it's post-apocalyptic. People are going to start having weird names. Um, so I didn't put any things in here. Yes button makes the hero appear in the list under county info panel. And this is going to be up here. Did I put notes in here? So I did. I should have broke these. I like them in the smaller things because it's easier shit to get rid of or to check box off. You're like, hey, I did like 17 things today. Each one was just type in one word. But remove cost of a hero when recruited. And I think I kind of got rid of this, but I had this thing, an event in Unity that would fire when you hit yes, and like a bunch of things would happen. But it started to be kind of convoluted, so I think I got rid of that. But maybe we want to try that again. Have an event that fires. You say yes, like and it checks out. It hit like a thing is waiting. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But that is it for man. This was like a crazy one. That is it for me. Thank you guys again, like always. I know. We was actually 2 minutes over. So that's okay, right? Anyways, thank you again, guys, for the help. And I will see you probably tomorrow. I'm gonna keep working away on this. I wanna get it done, you know? Okay. All right, bye.